Welcome to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright. This show is all about honoring you as a spiritual being, having a human experience. You are here for a reason, and it's no mistake that you are here on Earth right now. Spirit has guided you to this very moment in time, so you could hear the messages Pam is about to share with you. She is a multi-dimensional healer, light language channel, transformation coach, wife and mother, committed to helping you discover the tools and practices to empower you to live the best life you can. You get to choose the spirit path you take. You can connect to the spiritual guidance already all around you. Get ready to live a fully empowered life. This is the Empower Me Show.
Welcome back to another episode of the Empower Me Show. My name is Pam Bright. I'm your hostess for this program. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another beautiful day in Washington State. I don't know where you're from, but hopefully you're having a beautiful day as well. Today we are talking to Reverend Judi Weaver, who is a TransChannel and medium, as well as a metaphysical doctor and practices shamanism in her world of spirituality. So welcome to the show. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
I would love to. Yeah, so she's going to share with us about what is the soul and how do we communicate with the soul in a way that we can know what we're really hearing is our soul versus just the chatter in our heads. So let's take a moment and just breathe. Breathe and center. Breathing and centering really releases everything from the outside world so that we can come right here where we live inside of our own bodies. This is the name of the game in 2025, is being consciously aware that we are creating our reality from what we say that we are, what we say that we want, who we say that we're connected to, and living a life of power, passion, and purpose. So I love how Spirit just tells me what wants to be presented in this particular moment. And you as my beautiful conscious community get to experience how we co-create every moment together as a human collective. So welcome to the show, Judi. I'm so glad you're here with us. I'm going to start with us by grounding into the earth, allowing Mother Gaia, the being that lives within the earth, to really give us the energy and the juice that we can have stamina going forward in our lives with, again, with power, purpose, and peace, if you want to use the other P with peace, or prosperity, whatever your words are, just take those on. So if you can, close your eyes. If you need to keep your eyes open, go ahead and do that. I like to close my eyes because it gives a signal to my body that it's time to shift my state of being to one of inner listening, inner eyes, inner view. And I tap into my breathing because my breathing helps regulate my nervous system, helps calm me down. Again, giving my heart, my mind, my soul permission to rest. And so we now ask Mother Gaia to bring her energy up through our feet, into our legs, bringing her energy all the way up. Just imagine that you've got roots that go down through the bottoms of your feet into the earth herself. And those roots are nurtured from her actual body, and bring those roots. Imagine that those roots go all the way up into your legs and into your torso, into your arms, your legs, your feet, your fingertips, your eyes and your ears, your throat. Bring her energy all the way up through the top of your head and connect in with the star beings up in the high heavens. Everything that you see around you, you can connect to. And as you go up, you're connecting to Father Sky, to all the different planets, the darkness even. You're connecting in with the darkness, because the darkness teaches us how to live in the light as we connect to the shadow. So we bring all of those energies now and we invite them back into where we live in our bodies. And let's pull just all that energy back. You can pull it from above you. You can pull it from below you. You're using your hands as the conduit to just bring all that energy back in. All back in here. And we seal that energy into where we live, gently sealing it, because it can always leave when we ask it to, with some light language to ground in that energy. Elasana seketea, nazana mayekia, unduzana manaki, nazana mahienahi, And when you're ready, you can come back and open your eyes. Welcome back, welcome back. Thank you, thank you. So that's how we begin every session that of this show that we have every Thursday, just to kind of get us into the same space. So Judi, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So glad you're here. So why don't you tell us about who you are, how you started on this path, and kind of where the focus started for you, and how that culmination has got you to the place that you are now.
Such a great question. You know, it's so funny because I don't think there's ever anybody as a little girl who's thinking, oh, I'm going to grow up and be a psychic medium, a channel, a shamanic practitioner. That's not something that's ever even thought of in the world today. And I can look back at my childhood and I can say, oh, yeah, that was there, that was there, that was there. But it was not something that I really was aware of. And I'd always been a person of faith. But when I hit around that 30-year-old mark, my father had been diagnosed with cancer, had a very large tumor that had burst through the intestines of his body and been given 3 months to live. Went to bed, normal night, sat straight up in bed and very clearly heard, you've got to go to Florida and do a healing on your father. And I looked around the room and I'm like, who said that? And I'm like, but wait a minute, God, Dad's an atheist. So this was such a huge push for me because I'd spent my teen years in Florida. So Southern Baptist was my primary religion. And I can assure you that is not something that you would do. It was such a push because my faith was always my faith and it was not my family's. And like a lot of light workers, I think all light workers, you're going to have very challenging lives, you know, because we have to learn early. We have to grow up fast. We have to get those skills and we have to have those successes so that we know and we are highly attuned. And so as there was a lot of abuse, there was a lot of alcoholism, there was a whole bunch of that other stuff that was there in the closet. And so to really reach out and say, hey, Dad, God said I need to come to Florida to do a healing on you was a big ask. And so I kept, you know, praying about it. What am I supposed to do? And it was clear. It was defined. It was adamant. This is what I needed to do. And so I went ahead and crafted this entire healing session of what was supposed to happen. And my father was open to it, because when you're faced with death, you certainly open yourself to looking at other options. I knew I needed to have some anointing oil. So I was going to a Northern Congregational Church at the time, and I went in. I'd been going there for 10 years. And so I went up to my pastor and I said, well, do you have any anointing oil? And he says, what for? And he said, I got to go to Florida and do a healing on my father. He looks at me like I'm crazy. And he's like, you know, he's known me for 10 years because I was in the choir and everything. He says, well, when are you going? And I said, well, tomorrow in my office. He marches me in the office, sits down. What are you doing, Judi? And I'm like, no, I have to do this. God has told me I need to do this. And he says, well, you could say this, blah, 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 blah. And I said, yeah, I got that. And he said, well, you could do this, da, 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 da. And I said, yeah, I got that. After the third time, he looked at me and he said, who told you how to do this? I said, God did. He said, it's a good thing we're working for the same guy. And he gave me anointing oil to bring from Jerusalem. And so that really started my journey. We went to Florida. We did these prayers. We did this ceremony around my father. I'm not saying he didn't continue with medical science, because he did, but that ceremony, it changed our family. He became a man of faith and lived another 9 years. So
Wow.
yeah, he didn't pass until my brother did, when he quit. And so we don't know, but they ask us to show up. And that's the key behind all of this. They ask us to show up, to
Yes.
open your heart.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love that, because many of us, I know in my experience, many of us have had our past, especially as children, where we weren't necessarily understood. We weren't necessarily believed, even with what we were hearing, what we were experiencing, what we, things just didn't quite fit in the world of our families and our society around us. And I know for myself, I grew up in a Christian, and so they were very specific. The person that had the connection to God was the pastor. That
Yep.
was the person. And anybody else, I mean, you prayed to God, right? That's what I was taught. You pray to God, but the answers only can come from the pastor. The pastor
Yep.
was the anointed one. And so, that was the way that I was taught. And then, so then when I started having other experiences, it was like, wait a minute, how can I trust this? Right? Which goes right into what you shared with me that you wanted to talk about, which
Yep.
was, how do we know that what we're hearing is divine inspiration? How do we
Yep.
know that we are listening to our own soul? How do we know? And so here we
Yep.
are in 2025. How do we know? What is the answer? How do we listen
You have to
to the
really listen with
truth?
your body, because the key was, I didn't even realize I had Native American ancestry until the trees and the animals are talking to me. And then I had to go on to the research to figure out why all the trees and the animals are talking to me. And then to be able to realize that I really was hearing the trees and the animals. It wasn't
Mhm.
just information or influences, they really were impressions. And that's the key behind all of this, is that it's a different way of communicating. It's a way of communicating that's within your body. It's a recognition. Obviously, we all know that we have all of our different sensitivities. We have the ability to see, we have our third eye, we have the ability to hear, smell. Knowingness is so key, and so many people have no clue that they are the exceptional within that knowingness, and they have that true connection to all of those masters and those key wisdom keepers that's providing that knowingness into them. But when you open your mouth and that magic just falls out, that's the knowingness. That's a divine order of wisdom and information that flows through. So the biggest thing that I want to tell you is you have to learn to listen with your body. And that means you're listening with your heart. You're listening with your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is this wonderful little anemone, is the way I always think about it. And so it's always doing this. It's always got this orbing. It's always got its tentacles out there, and it's always feeling. And so when you do something that you know you're not supposed to do, and all of a sudden you get caught, you go, you get that clenching in your gut. That is your solar plexus being immediately impacted. And or if you're in a situation that's not of your best and highest good, you're going to feel that. You're going to move into that place of, I need to be on guard. I need to be aware. Your physical body will tingle out. You get those washes of that love energy when you were doing your beautiful light language, which I have to tell you, I immediately went to the Aztec Indians with that as well. So that was just kind of a fun place for me to just
Love
go. But it's that same thing. You are moved into that realm of a different energetic field that is elevating you into a different level of awareness. And that's the key, because once you're made aware, then you have an opportunity to move into the experience so that then you can create some type of a rationale within that understanding that you know you have it. Because we don't know what we don't know, and we can't know until we have an opportunity to experience it.
So let's
And
do
that's
something.
such a key
Yes,
statement.
let's do something. So this program teaches us, gives us the ability that we have tools, tips, and techniques. That's what we offer here. So do you have an exercise so that people can have a real life experience of, okay, I'm going to ask my soul a question and then I'm going to
Yes.
hear an answer. Is there a
Yes.
way for us to do an exercise with that? Would you like to
100%.
take us
Okay.
through that?
Would love to.
Yay.
I would love to. So, but I want to go ahead. Can I do one quick tool before that one? Because one of the things
Of
that's so
course.
difficult right now about 2025 is people are completely overwhelmed. And so they have to be able to move into their energy. So I have this other quick little practice that I want to do first before we do that. Okay.
Of course.
So I'm going to have everybody close your eyes for just a minute. And as you inhale, you're going to draw that breath in through the top of your head. And then you're going to hold for 1 second, and you're going to exhale out your heart and blow a bubble all the way around you. We're going to do this 3 times. So here we go. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, blowing that beautiful bubble out in front of you, behind you. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, blowing that beautiful bubble out in front of you, behind you, above you, below you, firming up that bubble, firming up that bubble. And one more time. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And exhale, blowing out that bubble above you, behind you, all around you, firming, 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 firming. Now, without opening your eyes, what color bubble do you see, sense, or feel? Whatever that color of that bubble is, that is you moving into your space. Let's take one more breath just to firm it up. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhaling it out. And it's okay if it's iridescent. And it's okay if it has those beautiful sparkles all around it as well. Okay, bringing yourself back, breathing normally, and open your eyes and tell me how you feel.
That was lovely.
It's quieter. Now
So,
you're
yeah,
in
it's
your
interesting.
energy.
Yeah.
You're in your energy. So now I want to balance you in your energy because you've been influenced by everybody else. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the Om, and I'm going to hear you. Okay, so we're going to do 3 breaths and do the Om. So close your eyes. Everybody in the audience, enjoy this. This is a really fun exercise. It takes 2 minutes. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Oh. Inhale. Oh. Inhale. Oh. Breathing normally again. And open your eyes when you feel you're ready. And tell me how you feel.
That's great. So,
Isn't that
yeah.
wonderful?
Yeah, it's interesting how the color shifted. It went from pink to iridescent, sparkly, kind of opalescent color of a purple. And then it would go back into this purpley pink. So it moved, it shifted quite a bit. So what that tells me is that that's what my energy does a lot. Naturally, it just does. And I think all of you as well, your energy is going to shift depending on how you're feeling, the influences around you, your connection to the divine, like your connection to your surroundings. And this practice, if I'm not mistaken, brings us home,
Absolutely.
brings us right here.
You're in
That's why
your
I start
energy,
with,
sending out that beautiful love energy
we
to
have a
everybody
caller.
else. Oh, wonderful.
Perfect. So Bobby is calling in. You are going to talk
Hey
to
guys,
Dr. Judi, Dr. and Reverend Judi Weaver is here to talk to you, Bobby. So how are you?
not Judge Judy, but Dr. Judy. Hi, how you doing, guys?
Very good. Thank you. Thank you.
So what can we do for you, Bobby?
Okay, before I ask my question, I just want to make sure I got the bubble is for protection. Am I correct?
The bubble is holding you in your own energy. It's not just protection. You're sending that love energy out to the entire world. And so you're sending a higher vibration out for everybody else to attract their own solutions, but you're keeping their noise out of you. So it's just allowing you to be in your own space and then to be balanced in your own space.
Okay, so I do the 3 times. I breathe in, and I breathe out 3 times, and like I heard the color red. I'm physically blind, but I heard the word red when you said what color is it, and then after I do that, then I do 2 breaths in, and as I exhale, I go Om. Is that correct?
Correct, because what the Om does is that helps to, because our bodies are energy, right? And so we're influenced by all these externals, all of these solar flares, all of the people's anxiety. When we're having weather shifts, we're constantly bombarded. And certainly whenever we get anywhere near a radio or television and there's media sources or busy, roadways, driving, everything is influencing and impacting us. And so it's about allowing yourself to move into your own sacred energy and hold that energy and to be in that space and then to be able to ground yourself in that space, which was why I love the way that you started, Pam, with that beautiful grounding, because that's perfect. I always have everyone ground that bubble right after I'm done with it. So now you're standing and moving forward in that same energy. So whenever you are faced with whatever, when you're faced with decisions that you need to make, challenging situations, you're just in a whole different mindset where you can make a decision based on your energy. And for all the empaths,
grab that bubble.
Yeah, it's important. It's really important. And you're highly sensitive. They are telling me and yakking left and right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Mommy,
yeah.
did you have a question?
my mind goes. Yeah, I was gonna ask about, sometimes like I have a spirit team and I work with an angel, an archangel named Ariel. Some people say Ariel, some people say Ariel. And I was wondering, what do I do when I I'll hear God speaking to me, or sometimes, it might be another angel or something. What do I do when I hear, "Hey, Bobby, you're making this up," and how can I stop running to this or that person to get their approval or their affirmation? How do I say, no, 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 I'm really hearing Ariel's voice, I'm hearing God's voice? How do I do that?
So can I go ahead and do the next practice, which is a yes, no? And so that your body actually will tell you
Absolutely.
yes, no. So I'm going to ask you to go
Absolutely.
ahead and to
Yeah.
participate with me, okay, in this, Bobby. So I want you to think of a
Yeah.
question, and I think your question is a great question. Am I hearing Ariel? Okay. And so I want you to just close your eyes, and then you're going to ask the question and you're going to say it out loud along with me. And every single person in the audience, you ask whatever question you want that's a yes, no. And so we're going to ask the question, and then you're going to bob your body forward for yes, sideways for no. And we ask that question 3 times. And then on the 4th time, you ask that question and feel which way your body is telling you. So let's go ahead and do that together. Okay, so here we go. Am I hearing Ariel? Forward, yes.
Am I hearing Ariel?
Sideways, no. Am I
Ooh.
hearing Ariel? Forward, yes.
Am I hearing Ariel?
Sideways, no. Am I hearing Ariel? Forward, yes.
Am I hearing Ariel?
Sideways, no. And now you ask one more time yourself.
Am I hearing Ariel? Yep, and I'm slowly leaning forward.
Perfect. I was as well. So you know your answer. And the key behind this is when you figure out how to be in your energy, which is the same as doing the bubble, balancing yourself in that bubble, grounding yourself in that bubble, now you have a different energy level that's holding you in your own space, so you don't feel as vulnerable and susceptible to everybody else's thoughts and opinions, because that's the key. It's you learning how to trust what you are seeing, sensing, hearing, and feeling, and honoring that as your truth. Your body will always tell you when something is right or wrong. You know it, you feel it 1,000%. You may not want to pay attention to it, and that's your free will choice, but your body knows it if it's right or wrong for you. And so you allow yourself to move into a different level of communication with yourself and begin to really trust what you are sensing and what is resonating in your heart, because you're moving out of your head and more so into your heart. Another thing I want to mention about this is, as you're talking about thoughts coming in and whether it's just your imagination or not, your imagination, first of all, is information that's only in your mind. No one else can have that same imagery and information and or perception or understanding as you. So first of all, I'm all about yay, go imagination. But secondly, I want to go ahead and say, when you are thinking about something, if it is on topic, then that is you working within the processing of your mind and that information. If you are thinking about something and you get a drop-in thought, that is very clearly spirit and or one of your guides, your angels, whomever, wherever, giving you direct information and an influence of guidance for you to know. So when you get those random drop-in thoughts, write them down. take note of them. When you see repetitive numbers, 111, 222, 333, 121212, pay attention to those. Those are specifically your angels letting you know, exclamation point, pay attention at this moment. When you feel that sensation, don't go straight, turn right. I don't need to go right. I mean, I need to go straight. And you feel that, turn right, and you turn right, and you realize later that you missed an accident. It's you learning to trust what you are seeing, sensing, and receiving in whatever capacity that is.
Let me remind you, Bobby, because
right.
Bobby, those are listening, Bobby and I know each other. Bobby, you see a lot. You are very aware and you are very connected. And those that don't believe you want to. They want you to, they want to know what you know. They want to prove it. They want a proof, right? And it's tough for those that really have to know something, because they have to go through their own process. They have to go through their own discovery. And what's true is that you get to be the mirror for them, to be able to, take the time that it takes to cultivate their own inner knowing. So, yay for you. You're receiving the support that you need, the support that is always available to you, and you continually show up for yourself. And for that, you are so loved and so adored and so honored. So anything else that you would like to share, Judi?
I love that. I think that was so perfectly stated, because people, and they're so much more curious now. This is the thing that's really changed. There's no hiding anymore. The amount of energy that's coming in and influencing each of us, it is making you move into that space of awareness. You're uncomfortable. You're feeling that desire and that yearning, that hunger and that burning for, I don't even know what, but I know I'm supposed to something. And it creates that passion of vulnerability. And I think that that's the key behind it, because it's not something that they know that they can understand. And so they're looking for different information and support from all over. But I will tell you this, the greatest teacher that you will ever have in your spiritual journey is your connection to your guides. That's it. You have access to the most brilliant education you could possibly have. You may not understand what that means. You may not be able to have all of the interpretation aspect of it. And you go to different people to learn how to understand better. I continue to go to school. I just got my doctorate. It's not that I learned new. I learned why I do what I do and how to do it on cue when I want to, not just intermittently happening in space and time, but I can manage it. I can be in that exact moment and time of the need and or to be there of a support for my guests and clients as well.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Bobby, thank you so much for calling in, and know that you are absolutely on the right track, and you're always guided in every moment. And the more that you trust your connection to the guides that you have connected with, the more that they will support you. So thank you so much for calling in, and please know that I'm always here for you. Okay.
Pam, can I do a really quick
Pam.
of Ariel before he hangs up?
Of course.
I'd love to do that if you don't mind.
Of course. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Archangel Ariel here. It is a brilliant day of sparkling delight and joy. And yes, I do so love to work alongside of Bobby too. I love to create the inspirations to help each to go forth into their imaginations, to assist them with seeing and knowing and understanding the aspects of life that are much more joyful, that are much more frivolous. People call them frivolous, but it is about moving into that imagination of brilliance and possibility and spectacularity. Oh, such wonderful, juicy words for each of you to embark upon. The angels are here. We are always here to inspire each of you, to hold you, to guide you, to let you know that you're not alone and that we love to be called upon as you so desire to reach out to us. We will always be here to love and to inspire. Many blessings to each of you. Many blessings.
Ariel, real quick, a question for you. I have an Archangel Michael ring. Can I also use that to work with you?
You can use your, this is Judy back again, okay? You can
Yeah.
use your Archangel Michael ring to call on anybody at any time. And Archangel Michael is always one to help clear the cords. So if you really feel like you're getting bogged down by other people's things, call him in with his sword of light to cut through the binds and tethers and to open your heart to just be that openness that you really want to. And you can use that sword to get rid of things that you don't want to carry anymore. Remember, you're elevating, you're lightening, we are lifting, we are allowing ourselves to move into a higher development of, we don't need all that baggage. Leave it behind. We just need the lesson. We don't need how we got there. We can let go of that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So there is information to connect to Judy and work with her, Bobby, if you would like to do that. And she does have a free gift.
Would you please send me that information on my Facebook Messenger?
Yes, of course. Absolutely. We'll get that information.
Or I'll send you a text. I'm having some problems with my primary email, but I can always send you an alternate email to contact me at.
We'll get you the information to get you that free gift, and Judy and you can work a little deeper together. All right. Wonderful.
Okay.
Bobby, thank you for calling in. And we are going to move on until we are complete with our program, which I don't know how long it is, but we're going to continue. So Judy, thank you for that. Bobby is a dear, dear client of mine, and he continues to uplift all of us in his connection and in his willingness to be a mirror to the collective, that this is the way that we elevate ourselves. So thank you for that work. So Emily, if we have anybody else call in or write in, please let us know that we have that and we can connect to them. Those of you who are not watching the screen, if you want to call in, the phone number is 1-800-930-2819. And we would love to talk to you about anything that you need today, how to connect in with your soul, how to connect in with your spirit team. Because when we talk about spirit team, what we're talking about is your spirit guides, the ones that have made an agreement with you before you incarnated on this planet to walk with you in this human incarnation. So that's what we're talking about. If you want a little bit more help with that, both Judy and I are here for you to do that on this program as well as individually. And you also do a lot out in the world with retreats and things. So I'd like to give you the opportunity to share about that as well. And whenever you're ready to do that.
Thank you. Thank you. So actually, I'm going to be leaving in just a couple of weeks for Peru. This will be my fourth journey to Peru. I take individuals. It's a very powerful land. And it's just bringing people back into the sacredness of the land and allowing them to connect with their hearts. We'll be going to Machu Picchu, and this trip, I'm actually going to be going to Puno, and I'm really excited about that because we're going to be going to Lake Titicaca, which is the sixth chakra center of the earth, and that also has the gate of the god. And the gate of the god is also known as the Serpent's Gate, and we've just entered into the year of the snake. So it's like it's all divine timing, and I'm going to be up on the top of Machu Picchu while there is a full lunar eclipse. Now, I could not have planned that, but that's exactly how the universe is aligning things. So
I love it. I love it.
I know. And then in July, I've got 2 groups that I'm taking up to Mount Shasta. And Mount Shasta is the 7th chakra of the earth. And I know it's not by happenstance that they've got me coordinating these trips in this year. The energy this year is profound. And when we're up in Mount Shasta, we're going to be spending time again working with the sacred waters, working with the vortex energies, with all of them. I do all kinds of different shamanic work. We work with the star beings. I work with an elder Lemurian. His name is Jamar. He helps me with all of my different trainings that I do. I do multidimensional trainings where I trans-channel more than half of the teachings. And so it's just a profound opportunity of really allowing yourself to move into a different depth of self so that you can understand, you can build those relationships. I mean, when you come into this earth, you have a guardian angel and you have a spirit guide and you have a soul mission. You don't remember what the soul mission is, but you have that. And the thing is, they are each evolving as well, and they have their own soul mission, but you chose them and they chose you for the same soul goal mission. So in turn, you can never be that far off the track because they're always going to scoot you back onto the pathway that you need to be. And the best part is you're never alone. You can't be alone because they are with you always to help you evolve into that. And so it's about you learning how to listen. And that comes from taking time. When you pray, you're asking. When you meditate, you allow yourself space to hear. Sometimes people who are real busy, they end up finding themselves needing to keep their body busy so that they can hear. Sometimes when you're showering, that will be the best time to be able to get your downloads of information. Sometimes if you jog or you walk, you're doing that repetitive motion with your body, so your mind will drop in. Sometimes ladies washing the dishes, if they're washing by hand, that will be that repetitive time, but that will allow them to get those thoughts and those drop-ins of wisdom and guidance. Oh, you need to do this. Pay attention here. Be mindful of. Open your heart to. Pick up the phone for. Did you recognize that bird that came screaming out in front of you? Why was it there? What was it trying to tell you? Was it a cardinal? If it was a cardinal, more than likely it's a loved one that came to say hello. If it's a turtle in the middle of the road, it might be telling you, slow down, be steadfast, but know that you carry everything you need within you and on you. You know, pay attention to the messages of the earth that are always alongside and around you, trying to give you that wisdom and information and that love energy. Let that wind, let that wind wrap around you and carry you forward. I know I go all off on this, my dear. I'm sorry. I go flying away. I have to tell you, I admit it. I love it. I absolutely love what I do. I am living my dream. I've written a couple of books, and I am just open to wherever they guide me to. I started this year on top of the Hopi Reservation because I knew I had to be there. And oh my God, powerful, profound energies just on the top of these mesas and watching that sunrise and sunset. And then I ended up working the first weekend at the Channel panel in Sedona, Arizona, with key channelers from around the world. And I went on a hot air balloon ride and I said, I am jumping into life. There is nothing I'm not going to do and try because I'm going to show up. I
That's
can't know what it
beautiful.
will be. Yeah,
That's
but I'm going to
beautiful. So let's do this before we end, because I know that there are many of you out there that are listening that are like, God, I want what she has. I want some of that. So the other thing that's really important, and I've stressed this in this program, is listening. Listening to what's in your heart, listening to what your soul is saying. And so before we leave, what's the pressing question for each of you listening? What's the pressing question that you have, that you want an answer to, that you want to take action on, that you are like, God, if I could only figure that out, then I could breathe easier, right? So let's finish with listening. So can we go through a little exercise to listen to what our souls are telling us? Can you do that with us before we end?
absolutely. I
Oh,
would love
goody.
that. Okay. All right. So everybody close your eyes. Bringing that breath down into your heart. Inhale and exhale. And as you exhale, you're allowing anything that's not of the highest and best just to float down and out into the earth. With that next inhale, you realize and recognize there's a golden light that's over the top of your head that's showering in, filled with that wisdom, filled with that guidance, filled with that love. Bring your attention back to your heart and ask that question. And feel that love energy inspiring it, embracing it, encasing it, and gifting you with the wisdom of it. Precious ones, I want you to know what beautiful beings of love and light that you are. You have strength, you have passion, you have courage, and you have curiosity. And each of these traits allow you to see and feel and to be, to experience life, which is truly the most beautiful gift you could ever have, is to have the moment of the experience, allowing yourself to feel, to be, and to be open to that love and that peace, child, that you are worthy of, that you are destined for within that divine resonance and glory of. You are perfect exactly the way you are. You are loved for who you are. See yourself as I do, that heartbeat of love for eternity. Many blessings, precious one. Many blessings to thee. Allow that beautiful healing energy to just move through you. Inhale and exhale, closing your crown chakra, sealing in that beautiful healing energy, honoring that wisdom and that guidance that you were gifted in this moment and this exchange. Bring yourself back and open your eyes when you feel ready.
Hello, and we're back. Yes. What a juicy way to end this beautiful program. And for those that are really like, who came through you? Who was it that came through you in that?
That was God's source. That was God's source. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was the source,
Beautiful.
divine
Right.
love energy. Yeah.
Love it.
I do hope you guys come and visit me. I have a website, judiweaver.com.
Yay, awesome, beautiful.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, do you still have room in the Peru retreat and the Shasta retreats?
Peru is booked. Everything's set on that. But
Okay.
Shasta, I do have room. And I would love to have people come. So July 10th or July 16th. Each one is a 5-day trip. I only take 10 people because I'm not going to deal with a whole bunch of stuff. This is for the people who are seekers who really want to go and have an experience. We're staying at a beautiful retreat center, got a private chef, you got a private driver, we've got van transportation. I'm working with some other guides as well as my elder Lemurian who will be there guiding us throughout. This is the first time that he's bringing a group back, but I will say that he helped me to write my book, Truth Beyond, which is a fabulous book of just divine guidance, wisdom, and information. And so, yeah, this is a big deal that he's leading the group and saying, "Let's go, let's go."
I love it.
This. Yeah,
I love it. Perfect. So those of you who love this particular episode today, Judi is absolutely on fire to inspire you to share her experience, strength, and hope with her journey. It's all about that, folks. If you're a human being on this planet, this is the time to expand. This is the time to not do life alone. I always talk about this. For anybody who's listening, don't do life alone because there's so much support everywhere for you. Whether it's a book, a piece of music, an inspirational talk, a crystal, a mountaintop, whatever you're connecting to, this is your time to open. So allow yourself to open and
shed your skin. It's
bring
a new
yourself into community. What did you say?
I said, shed your skin. We've moved into the year of the snake. Shed your skin. You've outgrown it. It's time to let go of it. It's time to really be as big as you can be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you feel that push to get added support, one-on-one support, group support, connect to Judi or myself. Judi just gave you her information to connect to her. Either Reverend Judi at
JudiWeaver.com.
Rev Judi Weaver. Okay. And her
JudiWeaver.com is the website, or Heart for Souls. And or you could email me at rev.judi.weaver@gmail.com. So nice and easy. And I've got a YouTube channel that's got over 150 videos on it as well. So the YouTube channel is great with all kinds of trans-channel information, meditations that really help people to move into other levels of self too.
I love that. I love that. And if you want to connect to me, folks, you can do that here through Transformation Talk Radio or the Empower Me Show, as well as brightbutterflynetwork.com. You can find me there. Lots of goodies to share with you there. I also have a YouTube channel that has all of this information on it. Connect to me, Pam at brightbutterflynetwork.com. Lots of different ways for us to share. We don't have to do life by ourselves. We don't have to be in solitude. We don't even have to suffer. Suffering is optional. So allow yourself to really open up to the possibilities that this year brings, right? Only at the beginning of the year. Can you believe it? Only January still. So there's lots of time. And for those of you who are also celebrating love, we have tomorrow being Valentine's Day. So, Valentine's Day is all about love. It's all about community. It's all about allowing the divine self-love. Absolutely. Divine love, self-love, intimate love, allowing ourselves to open to the possibilities of life. So as we close, again, allow yourself the time to be kind to yourself. What's one thing today that you can do to give yourself love? One thing. Buy yourself some flowers. Give yourself a bubble bath. Take a walk in the woods. Put some nice lotion on your body. Sing yourself a song. Take some sage or some lavender. Spritz yourself. Shed all of that excess energy from you with some smoke from sage or cedar. Allow yourself to fill yourself up with the love that you are. And as always, know that you are blessed. Always you are loved. Always you are cherished by the divine. And we are going to end now, even though we could go on forever doing this work, doing this joyful service to you. Know that your life is up to you, folks. Take it with a big old smile from me and go out and change the world. Till next week, many blessings. Bye-bye.
Thank you so very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright on Transformation Talk Radio. Tune in to learn more about living a fully empowered life. Remember that your life is up to you, and you can choose the spiritual path you are on. There is spiritual energy and wisdom in everything and everyone around you. Listen carefully for what the universe is trying to tell you in every moment. You are already being guided along your journey. Call upon your spirit guides anytime you need help with anything. Know that you are safe in every moment, even if it seems that you are not. For more information about Pam Bright, visit brightbutterflyenterprises.com or email theempowermeshow@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening. We hope to see you next week.